Ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen the previous video in this series called Searching for Toastmasters, and I suggest that you do, this is a little bit more specific. It's searching not just for the general Toastmasters, but searching for a club, specifically what the public sees when they search for your club, what that means, and how to influence it, or how to start learning that you need to, probably more accurate to say. If you've watched the previous video, you'll know that Google uses two search methods: the traditional, what you ask it to search for, and if you've got your location turned on, where you search for it, so a so-called location search. The results for those two are combined and prioritized. What we'll do is look at what the public sees for a couple of specific clubs and why they see it that way, because that demonstrates the combination of those two search methods. Let's look first of all at Are Toastmasters. Simple search, just for the name of the club. Could be your club. First thing it turns up is on the right-hand side, we've got a panel. Yes, Google knows about Are Toastmasters. It knows where you meet. It knows all sorts of things about you, directions, websites, all sorts of things like that. It's worthwhile checking that Google does know that. Moving to the search results, we see that the first item is your club at its world headquarters in the States at toastmasters.org. Then it moves down to your own website, the club's own website, its Facebook page, a possibly different mobile Facebook page. Then we start looking at Meetup. That will give you an idea of when the club meets. That's great. Find Glocal is a local business directory. Again, very, very good optimization for the search. It appears very early. Then we have Easy Speak, how to create a speech in 1 hour, which is not really related to the club. And then we start looking at local boards. Tupos and Apollo, both of them appear on the first page. Now, I'm not going to go any further than the first page because, frankly, most people don't. If your club's not on there with something meaningful, it's probably going to be ignored. Let's look at another club, Albany Toastmasters this time. And we see, again, a simple search. And we see Albany Toastmasters, their official website. This is great. This is exactly what we want. The results that advertise the club appear right at the top of the search. Following that, we've got our Find a Club in the States. But what have we got here? Rosedale Toastmasters, not Albany Toastmasters. It knows that there's a club in Albany, but it's not Albany Toastmasters. This could be because Rosedale have established a Google business account. That could be the difference between the two. Moving on to the search results, given that you don't have quite as much information about Albany, but you know about Rosedale, we move on to Easy Speak. That's fine. Another Easy Speak. Then we move on to the Facebook page. Great. Neighborly, very good place to put on. And then we move on to Event Finder. Again, that's fine. Now, notice that we've got another Toastmasters club, another Free Toast Host site here, but that's for Ontario in Canada because there is more than one Albany. That's fine. That's just the general search, or the traditional search coming in. Event Finder, Yelp, and again, you start seeing the public boards that the club advertises on. And again, I'm not going to go past the first page, but I am going to ask you a question. Where does your club organize? And do you see that on the first page of your results? You may need to go down to the second, that's okay, but This is to give you a feel for what your web presence is. Finally, I'd like to look at what happens when you ask for Toastmasters near your location, because that does a purely location-based search. So if you put in Toastmasters near me, you wind up with the general one for New Zealand. That's fine. That's because you put in Toastmasters. Near me gives you 3 clubs that are the nearest clubs that have probably established Google business accounts. That's Onehunga, Morning Toast in Newmarket, and the Mount Albert Club. Notice we don't have entries for the Three Kings Club, which meets about here, Eden Epsom, which meets about here, and Mogakiki, which meets about here, all closer than these 3, but they don't have that business account, so you don't, the public does not see them by default. Doesn't mean to say they can't see them, because you can always go view all, and then you see those 3 plus quite a few more. Three Kings, for example, is now turned up. And this is all based on general location from where you are. Google puts a limit on it, but this is essentially how it works. That gives you an idea, hopefully, of what happens when the public searches for your club, and you can do this quite easily by turning on your location, running a search from home, and running a search from right outside your club's front door, seeing if there's a difference, learning why there's a difference. Then in future videos, we'll learn how you can start to influence that difference.